What is up, people? Happy Halloween and welcome to the Glen's Reviews Tastic Halloween Special. I'm very happy to be here with all of you tonight. First, we're going to take a look at a now obscure cartoon that maybe wasn't so obscure back in 1992 when it was the heyday of Saturday morning cartoons. From the genius minds of Bill Kopp and Savage Steve Holland came Eek the Cat, an overly optimistic and overly courteous purple feline that joyously filled many Saturday morning time slots on Fox Kids alongside other superb shows like Batman the Animated Series, The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Tiny Toon Adventures, and Animaniacs, just to name a select few. Well, Eek's main motto in every episode throughout the course of the series was, "It never hurts to help," which would often ultimately lead him to getting hurt, as he would pretty much get entangled into some really ridiculous yet humorous misadventures with some non-recurring characters as well as some recurring characters and friends on the show. You had Eek's girlfriend Annabelle, who hilariously gets fat-shamed in every episode.
But I miss my family and my girlfriend Annabelle.
Well, gee, she's really fat.
Really?
I love you. I want us to be together forever.
Gee, Sasha, I'm really flattered, but I've already got a girlfriend.
Gee, she's so fat.
Really?
The Squishy Bears, an obvious parody of the Care Bears. There's Annabelle's dog Sharky, who's a shark dog and usually gives Eek a rough time. Then there's JB and Wendy Elizabeth, Eek's two bratty kid owners, and a dim-witted, cowardly, and opportunistic stunt elk named the Incredible Elmo. Well, Eek would later get paired with a separate show with a different set of characters called the Terrible Thunder Lizards that would air alongside Eek the Cat in the same episode. They're a group of dinosaur mercenaries from prehistoric times, kind of like the Expendables, way before the Expendables even happened. The Extinctables, man, like that t-shirt I want to get. You have Doc Terry, a Parasaurolophus who sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We'll have these humans bagged and mounted by sundown. All right, fellas, lock and load.
Bo Diddley Squad, who's an Allosaurus who's kind of stupid and sounds like Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles.
Let me blast him, Cutter. Come on, let me do it. Let me!
And then there's Cutter, who's a Styracosaurus and is kind of the middle brainchild of the three. And they're all released from jail by a Tyrannosaurus Rex named General Galapagos, who's played by none other than RoboCop's Kurtwood Smith, Clarence Bodiger himself.
Shit! I don't believe it! You burned the fucking money! I had to blow the door. What do you want? It's as good as blood, you asshole! You stupid asshole!
Now, like any good mercenary story, the three were released from prison to deal with a threat known as the Thugosaurs, an undead skeleton faction of dinosaurs, while also being tasked with destroying the overblown threat of the humans in the form of two cavemen, the pessimistic Bill and the overly eager and optimistic Scooter. Two opposites of the same coin. Almost like a prehistoric odd couple, if you will. With the adventures of the Terrible Thunder Lizards, it would always show them getting pretty banged up as well.
We're okay, we can outrun these planes!
Yes, Kata, but can we outrun the animals?
Animals?
Yes, Kata, the ones behind us, mad with fear, stampeding out of the jungle.
We're okay!
Maybe not.
Usually they were always able to thwart the plans of their arch rivals, the Thugosaurs, but would ultimately get hurt and debilitated by Bill and Scooter in some accidental and slapsticky ways, while at the same time not even being aware of the Thunder Lizard's existence.
My mistake, okay? Okay, my mistake.
Adios, humans. Huh? The aim, I mean, it was incredible. Their technology must be far more advanced than us.
Pull yourself together, squad, it was a lucky shot!
Lucky shot, my Talon. You don't get it, do you, Collar?
Get what, Doc?
Squat's right. These humans are more crafty and dangerous than we were told. Why else would they send us? Because we're expendable, that's why. Huh? If we disappear, taken out by these creatures, no one would miss us.
I'd miss us.
The Thunder Lizards even got their own metal theme song, written and performed by none other than Dee Snider from Twisted Sister.
Here comes Doc Squad and Cutter. You best get
That is fucking awesome. Now, Eek the Cat was a cartoon that was indicative of the era that it came out in, the 90s, where there was inappropriate humor aimed towards adults that would fly over kids' heads.
Oh, I hate bugs.
But if you're a bug exterminator, how do you exterminate them?
I wear protection.
That's very 90s of you.
It's such a beautiful day, and I would hate to let my new bathing suit go to waste.
Kumbaya!
I like girls.
They always try to like sneak that in the cartoons back then. Like Ren and Stimpy was good for that too. There were satirizations of other pop culture figures and characters that were out at that time period.
Boy, everything I know I learned from you. Star exploring, communications techniques, space battle strategy, intergalactic languages, place setting, survival on uninhabitable planets. Oh yeah, and you taught me this.
Stop it, will you? That was just a stage I was going through.
Your career's gonna get a much-needed boost.
Career? What career? All I've got to show for my years of hard work is a bunch of cheap, horrible movies that have bombed. I haven't had a hit record in 20 years, and people are starting to say I'm a has-been. Stud? What's that?
Nothing, King, nothing.
We now return to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Rambo.
A place of my own where no one will recognize me and try to tear the sweat-stained handkerchief from my paw. No fans for thousands of miles. Just that big white doggy over there.
Crude, gross out jokes and humor, and pretty much making every character on the show figuratively and literally ugly, as was something else that a lot of other cartoons did back then, and I love that. Even your best looking person in life, there are things about them that you can exploit and automatically make them ugly. We're all ugly. Gross and offensive, all while being rough around the edges and induced with a heavy metal theme and soundtrack. Eek the Cat was and still is everything I could ever want from a fucking cartoon. I have many good memories of staying at my grandma's on the weekends and waking up on Saturday mornings with my grandma cooking me eggs and bacon, and I'd sit down with my artery clogging goodness and rot my brain with Eek the Cat. Saturday mornings were never complete unless I got to see Eek the Cat, damn it. And after a while, Eek would become syndicated, so I'd get to actually see Eek on Fox Kids after I got home from school in the afternoon, alongside Batman the Animated Series again. It was pretty fucking great. Well, every cartoon back in the day had to have its own holiday special, whether it was Christmas or for Halloween or even Valentine's Day, and Eek the Cat would be no different. In episode 1 of season 6, we'd get HallowEek. Very appropriately titled since they make a play and pun off of Eek's name in almost every episode title. Well, Eek's Halloween journey begins with him being the head of JB and Wendy Elizabeth's chicken costume as they venture out to trick-or-treat. Upon seeing other trick-or-treaters being treated generously, goddamn say that 3 times fast, by the kindest old lady imaginable, the kids rush over only to run into a stop sign and fling Eek miles away onto the head of a motorcyclist, who refuses to remove Eek and the chicken head from his own, leading to a bike ride from hell, where the biker eventually runs into a guy in a horse costume as well as a jack-o'-lantern, setting up a pretty great joke that comes a few moments later.
And the last thing Ichabod Crane saw was the Headless Horseman. His head now replaced by a shrieking jack-o'-lantern galloping towards him. Or so they say. You see, no one ever saw Ichabod Crane again.
Gosh, Mr. Eyewater, you sure are a scary man.
Yeah, can we go back inside now?
It's okay, kids. It's just an old ghost story. It didn't really happen.
From here, Eek ends up in a cemetery and meets a ghost named Crypty, who pretty much looks like a sperm. I guess Crypty ended up getting separated from his friends and family on a ghost party tour bus, and he also gives us a nice little exposition dump so I don't have to spell out the whole thing for you on film here.
At the graveyard, we were playing hide-and-go-shriek. I was so well hidden in an urn that when I came out, everyone was gone. They must have continued on the rest of the tour and forgotten about me.
I doubt that, Crypty. They're probably very worried by now. But don't you worry. We have all the time in the world to find your family.
Oh, no, we don't. See, we ghosts are allowed to visit Earth only on Halloween night, and we gotta get back to Ghostland before the clock strikes 12, or we'll be stuck here wandering the Earth forever as lost souls.
I was not aware of that.
Well, Eek offers to help Crypty to find his ghost friend, which leads them to a haunted house with some rather colorful characters, as well as a character that you might all remember yet.
Won't you be my neighbor?
But this ultimately leads them to another spooky old house where one hell of a sexy witch and her Jamaican cat partner are concocting a stew that will allow her to rule and control all ghosts. But the only ingredients she's missing from her big stew are 20 toes of 2 bickering children. I'm not making that up, that's actually in the episode. It's a kid's cartoon, man, it's passable. And as luck would have it for both the witch and Eek, JB and Wendy Elizabeth just happened to stumble across this same house. But goddamn, can we take a minute to appreciate the sexiness of this witch and the 90s? Goddamn, what a great time to be a kid. When it was still okay for animators to draw and animate sexy women and kids cartoons, and it was fine, no one would bat an eye. The only thing I would have done differently in this situation is pump up those fun bags a little bit.
I like girls.
Well, with the witch being successful in drawing all the ghosts into her house, she reveals her motivations in wanting to acquire them all.
What do you want with us?
I want your ghost powder.
Or what?
Your ghost powder. You know that dusty, chalky, white stuff you darn ghosts are all made up of? Soon you'll all be ground up for my main ingredient in my new cosmetic line. New spirit. For the gal who likes to make a specter of herself.
You're mean.
Yes. But I'm cute, so I get away with it.
Fucking women and their cosmetic products, am I right? Women will do anything for a good shade of lipstick or some nose powder or some shit. Shortly after, Eek shows up and helps the ghost escape the ghost-proof glass. I didn't know there was such a thing, but once again, kids' cartoon. That scenario could have actually played out in the real Ghostbusters, some ghost-proof glass. Actually, now that I think about it, there had to have been ghost-proof glass in the real Ghostbusters. They had a viewing window on the ecto-containment unit.
This I gotta see. Well, what's happening? I bet he's fuming and raging like the rest of them.
See for yourself.
But it's just sitting there, like it's waiting.
Waited 1,200 years to be free. We'll wait for its chance to come again.
Which is not gonna happen, right, guys?
Reek of inexperience. If I cared, I'd be insulted. So be it. The decimation of the living is about to begin. Prepare yourself for eternal nightfall!
I'm getting sidetracked here, let's move on. This is yet another instance in which Eek's motto, "It never hurts to help," is nearly never the case for him, as he gets the shit knocked out of him. Well, as Eek the Ghost and JB and Wendy Elizabeth escape, the witch accidentally gets hit with her own stew and turns into a radish before turning into a rodent. In her plans of cosmetolic terror, I don't really know if that's a word or not. I'm pretty sure it's not, but it just sounds cool. Cosmetolic terror, because of cosmetology and turning the ghosts into cosmetic products. Fuck you, it's a word to me, damn it. I'm just gonna repeat myself. Her plans of cosmetolic terror were quickly ended. With the witch defeated and the ghosts reunited, Eek returns home in the moonlight. Now, what is my verdict on this? Kind of comparing it to other classic Halloween specials from the past, like Charlie Brown or Garfield and Friends. And I'm also comparing this to other episodes of Eek the Cat that I really did enjoy more than this. But it's a solid B for me. It's actually pretty enjoyable. It may not be as good as other classic Halloween specials, or even other episodes of Eek the Cat. But it's still pretty fucking funny and enjoyable, and I'm gonna continue watching this every year. Well, everything has a beginning and an end, and as my generation were growing up and becoming older and entering adult life in the latter parts of the 90s, the craze of Saturday morning cartoons began to fizzle out. With advancing technologies like smartphones and the rise of streaming services, Saturday morning cartoons would disappear, and Eek and all of his friends would sadly go with, being lost to time and forgotten about in the annals of animation obscurity, only existing in lesser viewed YouTube playlists and bootleg DVDs, as a glimpse and reminder of what once was. Alright, I may have made that sound more depressing than it actually is. I don't really want anyone reviving Eek the Cat or anything else that I loved as a kid. Silverhawks, any of those cartoons. Well, over the last decade, this shit's been happening more times than I even care to think about. Companies like Disney, the grandmasters of garbage, will take great properties from years past and bring them back to try to make a quick buck and cheapen them. But not just cheapen them, forcefully and shamelessly inject them with political correctness, extreme left-wing ideologies, and social justice bullshit, to the point where they're just unrecognizable garbage. And that is why if there's never a new episode of Eek the Cat that is ever produced again, not even a movie or anything like that, I would be completely satisfied and content with that. And besides, almost every episode of Eek the Cat are on various playlists on YouTube for me to enjoy the way they were originally produced back in the 90s. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed that review. I got plenty more coming for you guys, so stick around and I'll be right back.
It was late one night in the castle of the Chicken McNuggets.
What are you making?
Sauce. We're using my mummy's recipe.
Mummy,
This better be good.
It'll be great.
Does your daddy have a recipe?
Now you can get McDonald's Happy Meal pails for
Halloween!
There's a pumpkin pail, a witch, and a ghost that glows in the dark. You can get a different one each week until
Halloween!
Dear Great Pumpkin.
They're back. All the little Peanuts characters in a happy Halloween special. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Monday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
Tonight of spooky surprises.
Oh, Halloween.
For America's favorite fat cat. Don't bat your eyes. Garfield's Halloween adventure will have you shaking in your boots Monday.
Happy birthday, Joe! Here we go.
It's Tony!
There's a smile in every Hershey bar.
What? No dip?
For a really great Halloween, pick up tons of Pepsi and Doritos.
This Halloween, Blockbuster Video has a special treat for your whole family. You can take home any of these great Halloween classics for just $7.99. Or rent 2 movies and get them for $3.99. Now, if that's not a reason to scream, what is? Make it a Blockbuster fright.
Hey, kids! Here comes Peter Pumpkin. For a safe Halloween, do what Peter does. Wear a light-colored costume short enough so you don't trip. If you wear a mask, make sure you can see. Makeup's better. Don't crisscross the street. Call on one side, then the other. Parents, set boundaries and a time to be home. Carry a flashlight for extra safety. And let's all have a safe Halloween.
Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you're enjoying this shit so far. You know, in this next segment, I wanted to bring you back a little something special, something we've lost, something I've been getting into a lot lately, just because I could, miss the old days for the most part. I've gone back to watching old public access TV from like the late 80s all the way up until the early 2000s, somewhere around there when we went to the big digital switch with the conversion boxes and shit. So tonight, I have a little call center on my computer set up here, and we're going to be taking calls live on Glen's Reviews on the Eek-tastic Halloween special. So let's take some calls. Now I'm hoping you guys want to talk about the show a little bit, tell me what's going on, tell me what you enjoyed most about tonight. Okay, Glen's Reviews are on the air.
Well, basically if my balls itch, should I scratch them?
I mean, if you want, man, that's totally your prerogative. Alright, Glen's Reviews, you're on there.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Okay, not a fan. Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
I used to be a Democrat, voted for everyone Democratic, but to be a loyal Democrat today, you would have to agree that it's okay for a president to lie, to commit perjury, to obstruct justice, and to subvert the legal system, the judicial system, as long as it's for something.
Can we just not talk about,
I guess, more forgivable, like some blowjobs in the Oval Office.
Okay. You guys, for the sake of everybody, can we just lay off the politics for tonight? That'd be very much appreciated. I don't want to get into it. I have to deal with enough of this shit, and it's depressing, and I don't want to think about it. Not tonight. It's Halloween. Let's talk about Halloween. Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
Hi, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Hi, I would just like to talk about how my dick is huge as fuck.
Aren't you a chick, though? Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
So that caller before, she can go fuck herself, because I'd like to slap her tits up.
Okay. Some serious callers, please. Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
I love masturbating.
Okay. I do too, but Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
Hey, at this moment in time, I'm taking a dump. Oh, brilliant.
Okay. Probably the best caller so far. Okay, Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
Eat my cock, motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Not a fan of the show. Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
How big are your balls?
Fairly large. Thank you very much for calling in. Glen's Reviews, you're on the air.
See, I'm talking, so many people out there are captives.
And I'm talking about homosexual lifestyles. I was delivered from something like that.
Okay.
See, I was delivered from something like that 12 years ago. I was a prostitute for over 30 years. I sold my body on the street corners. Hallelujah. But God saved me.
Hallelujah. You got anything worthwhile for to add to the program tonight? Glenn's reviews are on the air.
The Lord gave me a big penis.
Okay. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Suck my cock, bitches.
You guys have anything good for me tonight, or are you just gonna try to keep getting me kicked off of YouTube? Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Sir, I just would like to say that you have a very large wiener.
Well, how exactly would you know this? Anyone want to talk about anything I discussed tonight? What about that Eek the Cat episode? The motorcycle gag was funny. Remember the biker on his big-ass Harley? Anybody want to talk about the show? Anybody? Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Harley riding because I love how it vibrates my testicles. And I like to jack off and masturbate for hours.
Okay. Shit. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Hi, I had a Harley Davidson once, and I dumped it over, and I broke the handlebars off it, and I shoved them up my ass.
Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, I can't wait to see what this next caller has to say. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Yes, I'd like to discuss the pinecone theory.
Pinecone theory?
Well, it's where I shove the pinecone up your ass.
I don't know where that came from, but Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Hey, you got a great show and a great ass. Penis.
Okay. Well, thanks for the compliment otherwise. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
I've been watching you all night tonight, and I've got to say, what are you doing after the show tonight?
Why, you want to get together at some point or some shit?
I do.
I currently have a girlfriend, but thank you very much. I have to shoot you down on that one. Alright, Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Gal who called in hitting on you, I don't know about that, but that was my wife. You lay a hand on her, I'll kick her.
You kick my what? Give it your best shot, man. Alright, Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Vagina.
Anybody gonna call in with anything constructive or good about the show at all? You guys are killing me here tonight. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Can I stick my ramrod in your ass?
That's gay. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
I'm masturbating right now.
Okay. Okay, Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Little Debbie.
Little Debbie who?
I'm still fucking her.
Okay. Alright, so I got a knock-knock joke. Guys, give me anything here. Talk about the show somewhat. Give me anything, I guess. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Your mama's so fat. When she was diagnosed with flesh-eating disease, the doctor gave her 5 years to live.
Okay. That's actually pretty funny. Alright, I guess if we're going with jokes, they're just going to keep calling it with jokes. Glenn's reviews are on the air.
Yes, my joke. What did Oprah Winfrey say when she got off of the stand?
What?
I'm a smelling nigga.
No! Okay. You guys have showed me that I can't trust you anymore. We're going to end this segment right here. I hope you guys enjoyed that for what it was worth. Yeah, we'll be back after this, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, the weirdest things happened to me, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I mean, here I am stocking up for Halloween. I got my steaks, got my ribs. Then when I asked the stock boy where the Coors Light is stacked, he points me to the Coors and Coors Light Halloween display, and I'm on it. Whoa, it was like deja vu. Whoa, it was like deja vu. Look for it where you buy beer. I shop here because they slash prices. There goes another one. Happy Halloween, darling.
Now it's time for the Pizza Head Show.
Hey, everybody! I'm done trick-or-treating, and I'm gonna go for a stuffed crust pizza at Pizza Hut. Yay!
Not yet, Pizza Head. There's one more place to go.
I don't think anyone
Sure there is.
Oh, trick or treat! Interesting hieroglyphics on this pizza.
Quick, Pizza Head, let's go upstairs.
Hey, who lives here anyway?
It's your host, Count Steve.
Oh, nice place. You got it. I want to go to Pizza Hut now!
The Count will be happy to give you a lift.
Oh, hey, put me down! Put me down!
See you next time.
Yeah, welcome to my world, where every night is Halloween. There's no way out. WCW shall rest in peace. Step to the madness.
Slim Jim presents WCW's Halloween Havoc. Sunday, October 26th, live and only on pay-per-view. Call your cable or satellite company to order now.
Alright. Open that and glitter him. I'm ready.
Got a little sprinkle.
But that's his clean stuff. Yeah, you don't have to like. Here we go. Rictus Grin!
Our count eats a Reese's peanut butter cup.
I like to eat the peanut butter first.
There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's.
So, who's up for a little trick-or-treating?
It's gonna be fun, fun, fun.
Let the spirits move you with Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters Halloween Special next.
It's alive!
After a hard day in the lab, I like nothing more than a cold beer and a couple of videos. Bob liked it too.
Yes.
And now I can really kick back with Miller Lite and Genuine Draft in Halloween costumes.
And a special offer on a Frankenstein and Dracula dual pack from MCA Universal Home Video. Wherever you scream for Miller.
We need to unearth a few more cases.
Rise and shine.
Two men trapped where no one can find them, with a choice no one should have to make.
He doesn't want us to cut through our chains. He wants us to cut through.
Now,
What the hell is this?
one detective
I see you.
on the trail of a madman is their only hope.
Live or die, make your choice.
USA Today calls Saw a true stroke of genius. Saw. Rated R.
Welcome back, folks. It's time to talk Saw X, and holy jigsaw shit, this is the 10th installment in the Saw franchise. Was there actually a want or a need for this movie? Is there any purpose or reason for its existence? Is it a story that absolutely needs to be told? Well, I'm going to try to answer those questions for you tonight through my own observations and opinions. But first, spoilers. There's going to be spoilers for all this shit. You have been warned. If you don't want to hear it, you better shut it off now, because I'm not holding back. Now, the first Saw movie that came out back in 2004 was kind of a groundbreaking and original horror movie for horror at that time. Seemed like a lot of people really dug it, myself included. Still remains my favorite one out of all of them. You had a great cast: Danny Glover, Carrie Elwes, Shawnee Smith as Amanda, although her role was heavily non-existent in the first movie. And last but not least, Jigsaw himself, the great Tobin Bell.
I bless the day I found you. I want to stay around you. And so I beg you, let it be me.
You don't know me, but I know you.
It's a pretty interesting story, too. Man gets cancer, man pits deviant and damaged people against horrifically inventive traps to help them better appreciate their lives and become better people, for greater or for worse, to a degree.
Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Those who don't appreciate life do not deserve life.
All driven home by some great acting and writing. And even in a concept like this, with all the creative character threads and story arcs and plot twists, you'd almost be inclined to think that this might be a one-trick pony. And you'd be right, but it wouldn't stop them from making a shit ton more. We'd still get a few gems in the mix, though. Just never as good as the first movie. Saw 2 changed up the formula a little bit by pitting the players against each other in like this old death trap of a house. Well, we all discovered the one thing they all had in common was little Daniel Matthews, the son of Detective Matthews, who put all these people away to begin with, either rightfully or wrongfully. So there were definitely some scores to settle there, which made the story all that more interesting and kind of chaotic and suspenseful. Well, Amanda had more of a part in it too, and this is where we find out that she was helping Jigsaw. Then we have Saw 3, where Jigsaw is actually dying in this movie, and the character threads and story arcs and plot twists begin intersecting and kind of get carried away to almost a crazy degree. A man named Jeff, who lost his son to a drunk driver, gets a chance to either forgive and save or just let die everyone involved. People who saw something that would have put the drunk driver away for a longer period of time, people who did nothing, right until he's face to face with said drunk driver. Amanda becomes more unhinged as John's condition worsens. Dr. Lynn is a character you'd think is there just to help Jigsaw, but she's actually the cheating wife to Jeff. And it all culminates to an ending where almost everyone dies except Detective Hoffman, who's pretty much Jigsaw in the next 4, which leads me to my next point. Okay, well, I'm the kind of guy that likes to go back and rewatch certain things on an average basis, whether it's a TV show or a movie with a number of subsequent sequels, just to see if my mind has changed about any of them, or just because I want to binge watch the stuff again because I enjoyed it that much. So this was year 2 of me rewatching all the Saw movies, and I even saw the 2 that I previously didn't see that I really didn't give much of a shit about, which was Jigsaw and Spiral from the Book of Saw, but I'm going to get to that while I'm making my point. We're going to have a little Saw review speed run here, primarily because I like these movies, I get into them, but they're not really that great, and I understand that, and I don't know when the next time I'm actually going to make a Saw video, nor do I care as much about most of these Saw movies besides the first one and the one I'm about to review, to make a whole nother video on this shit anyway. So Saw review speedrun. Right now I'm going to throw them all out at you as quick as I can. Wait, we're going to trim the fat a little bit off of this video. Kind of like when they ground up those rotten pigs in the third movie. When it got all over that like lawyer guy, remember that? It was so gross, but satisfying. So trimming the fat, I'm just going to give you a quick grade on the last 4 movies, not counting Jigsaw or Spiral from the Book of Saw. Okay, well, there's a general consensus for the last 4 Saw movies, not Jigsaw or Spiral, but the last official Saw movies, because Saw 3D, Saw 7 is the one they called the final chapter, even though it wasn't the final chapter. But the general consensus is they focus less on writing in the last 4 chapters, and it just becomes torture porn. Just cookie cutter type movies, not really interesting. And yeah, I totally agree with that. But for some reason, I still binge watch these this Halloween. They're like junk food. You know, they don't have any nutritional value, but you just can't stop eating them. They almost scratch an itch, you know. But honestly, the last 4 Saw movies, 4, 5, 6, and 7, they're easy C- movies. They're nothing special, they're nothing good, but I can still pop them in and watch them. And for some reason, I always have to come to the conclusion. I have to see how it ends, even though they're not very good. Which is going to lead me to my review of the first 3, which I actually like a lot. Now, as far as Jigsaw and Spiral from the Book of Saw, those are easy F movies. If there was ever 2 movies in this franchise that didn't need to exist, that are unnecessary, it's definitely these 2. Spiral is like Chris Rock wanted to make his own Saw movie and they let him, and they're just like, oh yeah, awesome. Completely non-scary, underwhelming villain in that movie. He sounded stupid. Plus, Jigsaw just sucked. I don't find it very interesting or compelling to watch. Plus, that fucking laser trap thing at the end of the movie was fucking stupid. Well, here's my grades for the first 3 Saw movies. Saw 1, easy A movie for me. Very good. It's still the best out of the whole franchise, in my opinion. Saw 2 and 3 I felt differently about this year after rewatching them. I really did like the second one a lot, but I ended up enjoying the third one a little bit more for some odd reason. And that movie could have and easily should have been the last in the whole series, and I would have been satisfied with that. I think a lot of people would have. They should have just ended it. So, Saw 2 is a B-, Saw 3, B+ for me. Still decent flicks. Now, you may be asking yourself, and you'd be right to be asking yourself, where the fuck does Saw X fit in with all of this? It may be the 10th installment, but it doesn't mean it takes place 10th place after the last story. It actually takes place right after the first movie in 2004, and right before the second movie in 2005. All with time-accurate vehicles and technology. Like Jigsaw was using a laptop with Windows XP and they had flip phones and shit. I look for stuff like that. Now, this movie follows the story of John Kramer as he's told about an experimental surgery and treatment that could ultimately cure him of his brain cancer tumor. But unfortunately, he is lied to and scammed by a bunch of shitty human beings. This leads John to start the game anew with the help of Amanda once again. All the traps were horrifically inventive as always, but there was a lot more heart to this movie, which was also well appreciated. And as there may be gore aplenty, there still is plenty of story in this movie, all while having a good pace. It stays consistent throughout the entirety of the movie, and it never becomes boring. It doesn't linger on certain things too long. A fellow named Kevin Grader directed Saw X, and he directed a lot of the other Saw movies and edited 6 of them. So the look and feel are all here in this movie. From the dilapidated and grimy settings to the chaotic and nerve-wracking camera work that these flicks are known for. Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith have aged significantly, so they don't quite look like they did back in 2004, but it's kind of forgivable here. We all get old, man. I sure as shit look like, well, shit. Well, we definitely live in a day and age where every old character from the past gets dug up out of the mothballs for one last hurrah. We just had Indiana Jones and the death of a franchise and Expendables 4X. Why do they do this with their names nowadays? Like Fan 4 Stick. Man, that's fucking irritating. Anyway, you can definitely tell that this film was a vehicle for Tobin Bell and Shawnee Smith to have one last hurrah and a decent send-off for their characters. And all of Jigsaw's victims in this movie help drive that notion home, because they're all shitty people and you really don't care what happens to them throughout the course of the movie. Feeling like it was deliberately set up to make the audience kind of root for Amanda and John Kramer in this movie. And holy shit, there's actually a few scenes that are kind of tear-jerking in this movie when it comes to a few moments where they really play on John Kramer's father-daughter relationship with Amanda in the movie. And that's where you kind of begin to realize that Saw was never really primarily about all the traps and the blood and the gore, but it's the characters that really made the movie. And you really feel the loss of their presence in each movie after the third one. But, I mean, honestly, like, I don't care about fucking Detective Hoffman or Jigsaw's wife, even though she had a pretty great set of fucking jigsaws. But the thing is, if all I'm remembering are her boobs from the last 4 movies, then those last 4 probably aren't very good movies.
I like girls.
I think the writers and director even knew that it probably wasn't a good idea to kill off John Kramer's character that early in the franchise if they wanted to keep going with it, because milking it dry is the name of the game when it comes to making movies, right? Just bleed it dry, man. Bleed it fucking dry. So that's why you got a bunch of, you know, shoehorned in flashback scenes with John Kramer and Amanda in the subsequent films, just kind of trying to make them work with all these crazy plot twists that they would really try to force in these movies. It just didn't work. It felt cheap, and it wasn't good enough to drive those stories home. So, what is my verdict on Saw X? I really did enjoy this movie. Still not as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed it more than the second one, and almost as much as 3. So I'm pretty much giving this movie B+, A- territory. I like this movie. This is one of the only Saw movies that I have another urge to watch again. I can't wait to see it again. I thought it was actually pretty fucking good. And usually movies like this nowadays, where they bring back an old white male character, they usually do whatever they can to shit on them, emasculate them, degrade them, just totally beat the shit out of them, just to make new, strong female character look good and just lift her up at his expense. And I honestly thought they were gonna do that in this movie. Main bitch chick in this movie kind of lures Jigsaw into his own trap, and you're sitting there thinking, there's no fucking way this chick's got the upper hand on him. There's even like a kid that gets involved with it and shit. And in the back of your mind, you're sitting there thinking, yeah, there's no way this is gonna happen. But you're also thinking like, holy shit, like Jigsaw is like fully balls deep into this fucking trap, man. It looks like he's, you know, really gonna kick the bucket, even though it's a prequel, so he's not gonna kick the bucket. At the end of it, he ends up luring her upstairs to go get the money she stole from all these other cancer patients. Pretty much all of it being a part of his game and tricking her into her ultimate demise, even though she doesn't die either. I told you there was going to be spoilers, but that is what I was very happy about. They treated all these characters with the respect they deserve to give them a proper send-off. Jigsaw got to be the main character in his movie, and he didn't get shit on in his own movie. So with that being said, yes, I would definitely watch this movie again. Definitely B+ material for me. I liked it. So I don't think it's still in the theater anymore by the time you see this, but go give it a watch. It's probably on some streaming service right now. Well, to go back to the questions that I proposed at the beginning of this review, was there a need or a want for it? Well, it was made with a $13 million budget, which is chicken scratch in this day and age, and it made $75 million. So I guess there was kind of a want for it from the general audience that likes these movies. Does it have any reason to exist? Is it a story that really needed to be told? Well, no and no. But, you know, nowadays everyone deserves one last hurrah, and if there's any reason for it to exist for Tobin Bell, then yeah, that's it. So there was a reason for it to exist for him. But honestly, pretty good. With that being said, I want to wish you all a happy Halloween. I love you guys. Everyone stay safe out there. The dangerous, crazy world we're living in. Who the fuck knows what they're putting in your candy nowadays, am I right? Just watch your candy. Well, I hope you guys all enjoyed this special. I never had a big Halloween special. It was always just the Christmas stuff I always did. I always wanted one big fucking Halloween special. And I hope I gave you guys a good time. So with that being said, I love you guys. Stay safe and stay metal. And I'll see you next time in whatever video that may be. Maybe even in the next holiday special. Anyway, I love you guys. Take care. And I'll see you next time.
Most people are so ungrateful to be alive. But not you. Not anymore. Game over.
Go away, you people. Why don't you just leave me alone, man?
Sorry it had to end up like this.
It's all right, brave kitty. Now, if you don't mind, I would like to start with the weeping.
Sure, Jacques. I like girls.